teachers fundamentally struggle to deal with big picture issues.
Yeah, absolutely.
And in a sense, even the way schools function, I will bet you if you polled most teachers don't believe it's their responsibility to engage in the big picture. But to decalcify, we almost have to go there. So what would you say to a ground level educator about why they actually have to engage in this big picture vision to get to what you're talking about?
When we evaluated the Alberta Initiative for School Improvement, we had a big team, and two of our colleagues were Dennis Samara and Brent Davies from the University of Calgary. And they are complexity specialists. They work in complexity and chaos theory. And they looked at 3 districts closely to see how they dealt with schools designing their own innovations. The first one, they gave a particular nickname, and it was a district that believed in management and control. So it decided everybody's going to have the same innovation because we need to be on the same page. We all need to have consistency and coherence. So it was professional learning communities. So everybody did professional learning communities. They spent money on bringing in trainers for professional learning communities. That's where a lot of it went. They appointed a consultant who went into the district office. That's where the leadership money went. And the only time the schools met was on the training days, because there was no money or resources for schools to network or connect with each other in other ways. It was not terribly successful. A second district was a faith-based district, and without naming the faith, and it believed in service and sacrifice. And it was very caring, very connected to the students, but a little bit paternalistic from the top. It kind of controlled emotionally rather than controlling technically. So they were still kind of moving in the same direction. They still brought in trainers. They still appointed a consultant to go into the office. The schools, they all cared, but they didn't meet much together.
They just had more caring consultants.
More caring, but still hierarchical. The third district was Pathways. It believed in learning for the kids and learning for the teachers. Everybody had their own initiative. They designed it themselves. The money for leadership went not into bringing in trainers, but into supporting the schools in their innovations. The leadership money went to buy small amounts of time for many teachers in the schools to collaborate in their schools and across their schools. This district outperformed the other two, and the superintendent knew the names of almost every person by name in the district. The superintendent had more control by letting go of it than the other people did by trying to hang on to it over time. So Michael Fullan says learning is the work, learning is what connects the people. The leadership brings that together, and the cohesion rather than alignment. If you want alignment, go to a chiropractor. The cohesion comes through the common focus, but not common program, and the networking, interaction, and leadership capacity that's built up within the district.
Wow.
And that's how you get the collective responsibility from the bottom up.
Yeah. And with ownership comes more of an understanding of large-scale issues.
Yeah.
Because when I don't own my position, when I don't own, when I'm using ownership in place of responsibility, but in essence it's functioning the same way. When I don't deeply own what I do every day, well, why do I need to know about outward stuff? I'm checking the box. I'm doing the tasks.
The big picture is not a workshop someone gives you, is not a motivational staff session, is not a set of PowerPoints with a goal, a mission, a vision, or a dream on it. Your sense of the big picture comes through the interactions you have in your school. If most of the time you're in your classroom, you don't see the big picture. If most of your meetings are focused on data and spreadsheets, you don't see the big picture. If you in a high school work with 90 kids across 4 teachers in 9th or 10th grade and share the kids together and figure out between you who teaches what, you see the big picture because it's in your work. And if one of you is absent, it's easy for somebody else to slot in rather than giving it to a 4th-rate substitute teacher who doesn't know what the kids are doing. They slot into the team and they hand the responsibilities around. And we're seeing this. We're not making this up. You'll learn the big picture through the work and through your interactions.